Welcome everyone to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck unboxing. This time around we got another starter deck. It says 5D'S. It doesn't specifically say the year, but that's because some of the 5D'S back then did not say that. This one specifically is the 5D starter deck 2009, and it is actually a first edition. You can barely see that, the whole wrapping is kind of in the way there, but it's right there as you can see. First edition. Alright, so this one specifically, in terms of release date, it actually came out in June 9th of 2009. So let's go ahead and quickly take a look at, actually, you know what, let me go ahead and open this first here. Yeah, so in case you don't know, a lot of the 5D'S decks, both starter and structure, came sealed like this with the wrapping around it, and some people generally didn't really like that, but part of the reason why they did that is because of the way it was designed and packaged. Let me quickly show you what I mean by that. If you saw the Warriors Strike unboxing that I did, you would actually see that as well. But basically, if they didn't wrap them like this, it would actually be incredibly easy. Oh shoot, I moved my light a little bit. It would actually be incredibly easy for people to simply open up the deck from the top like this and steal the contents of it. Other decks actually have it sealed at the top and you have to like rip it open, which would be a lot more obvious, but this one you just simply flap it open and pop it. It's that simple, so that's why it had to be sealed. Anyway, in terms of monsters and stuff, you can typically see all this stuff back here. A lot of obviously, you know, vanillas, some weak effect monsters, some synchro support. It's a starter deck, you know, it's basically here to introduce you to the game, to get you into it, of course. So yeah, and as you can see, it says look for the X-Saber cards. What the heck? That's so random. Alright, so once again, see how easy this is? In any store, like if you're at Target or Walmart, you can just simply pop it open, take the contents inside, do this, and there you go. I mean, obviously the deck is gone, but you can like put it like back like that and be like, oh, it's still sealed, you know, like whatever. But yeah, so that's it for the box right there. I'm going to put that off to the side. So this here's what it comes in. The packaging was also different inside in the 5D'S era. You simply have to kind of like pop this little thing open, and it opens up like that. So yeah, then we got the content inside. I can go ahead and get rid of that, of course. And here is the beginner's guide. The rule book as always, don't need to talk about that. Here's the playmat. Because it's a starter deck, the playmat is not going to be customized to like having a theme on it. It's just a basic one to introduce you to the game, of course. There we go. Starter decks typically don't have that theme of whatever structure deck it is, you know, unlike structure deck ones. And here, of course, the contents of, you know, the product. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what we are going to have in here. I mean, it's actually pretty obvious, right? So once again, these are first edition, which means that they're all going to have the first edition mark right over here, and obviously the gold thing in the bottom right corner. So the first one is Road Warrior. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, level 8, and the materials are Road Synchron plus 2 or more non-tuner monsters. So you can already tell it's actually a pretty hard one to summon. So what can its effect be? It better be freaking OP. Let's read it. Once per turn, you can special summon one level 2 or lower warrior type or machine type monster from your deck. I mean, it does extend your plays and give you some more stuff. Is it worth it? Most people would argue probably not, because you need a specific tuner plus 2 or more non-tuners, not 1 or more non-tuners. It's actually a little ridiculous. Regardless, it's nice to get a first edition of an ultra rare Road Warrior. That's always cool to have, you know? Alright, take a look at the next one. This one, if you watch my Let's Plays, you would be a lot more familiar with this one because I actually do use it every now and then. It's X-Saber Urbellum. The nice thing about this one is that it's actually generic materials despite it being an X-Saber monster. Once it focuses, thank you, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, if they have 4 or more cards in their hand, you place a random card from their hand to the top of their deck. Pretty cool, actually. It's nice, you know, getting a X-Saber Urbellum Synchro monster. That's actually pretty damn cool. And the third and last super rare, sorry, the second super rare, but the third foil is Road Synchron. Level 4, what does it say? If this card is used for the single summon of a monster other than Road Warrior, its level is reduced by 2. If this card attacks, at the end of the damage step, increase its level by 1 until the end phase. It's actually a really weird card. and a little bit tricky for you yourself to utilize, which is why it was never really heavily played, and why Road Warrior is actually harder. If Road Synchron was actually a good monster, it would be a little bit more viable to play Road Warrior, you know, but unfortunately it's not. Alright, let's take a look at the entire deck. So we start with Go Giga Gaga Giga. It's the 2950 attacker, of course, 50 points away from, you know, tying Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then we got Sabersaur, Cybertech Alligator, X-Saber Anu Piranha, and the Dragon Dwelling in the Cave. So these are actually all pretty good monsters, believe it or not, for a starter deck, of course. This is basically one of the best 2 tribute monsters when it comes to vanilla, second behind Blue Eyes White Dragon, tied for second, I should say. Then we got these two, which are actually high attack level 4s. It would have been nice to put a, you know, Gene Warp Werewolf in there, you know, or something, but obviously it wasn't the case. But those are high stat vanilla monsters. Then you got your high stat 1 tribute monster, tied for like Summon Skull, second behind like Trance the Magic Swordsman and Frostosaurus. And then you got a high defense level 4 monster. So none of these cards are just like thrown in there like for some junk, you know, they're not. They're actually pretty decent for a starter deck. Power Tuner, okay. This one gains attack for each tuner on the field. Then we got Goblin Attack Force, solid card I guess, you know, really great beat stick in the beginning, and then it just goes into defense mode. Penguin Soldier, never a horrible card. Sasuke Samurai, pretty decent effect for a starter deck. Death Koala as well. Saber Beetle, Quibble Hedgehog, Junk Synchron, that is great right there for synchro support. Speed Warrior, nothing could be better, but it's always been a pretty bad card. Scale Angel, well, you know, you draw a card, it's always universally good. Sonic Chick, not entirely good, but whatever. Magna Draco, it's an okay tuner, but mostly for some of the early Dragon cards back in 2009 when this card had come out. X-Saber Airbellum, that was one of the best tuners to be released, of course. X-Saber Galahad, similar to Steamroid, that it would actually gain more attack when attacking, but lose attack when getting attacked, so it was an okay monster, I suppose, but never amazing. As far as tuners go, so I can quickly show you, I mean, aside from your Road Synchron, which is a super rare over there, you get your Junk Synchron, and your Magna Drago, and your X-Saber Airbellum. So you basically have 4 tuners to work with. None of the vanillas are tuner monsters, and so that's actually pretty okay. Not horrible, definitely, so that's fine. And we got all these effect monsters. Pride of the Week, that's your first spell card right there, okay. And then Rush Recklessly, Giant Trunade. Rush Recklessly is actually pretty good. I mean, Giant Trunade too, this one's actually banned, and it's been banned for a while, so these are definitely some good spell cards. Pride of the Week, not so much. It says, when a level 2 or lower normal monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends to the graveyard, if you have no cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. I mean, really? Level 2 or lower monster you control destroys an opponent's monster, and you have to control no cards in the hand. If you didn't have to have no cards in the hand, it would be an okay card. It's still kind of difficult to have a level 2 monster destroy an opponent's monster by battle, but it would be okay. But yeah, Tribute to the Doomed, that's actually a -1, but it's okay for a starter deck, I suppose. War Returning Alive, Emergency Provisions, I mean, this one was actually decent at some point during Yu-Gi-Oh! Creature Swap has always been an okay card. Twister, well, why did they give Twister and not Mystical Space Typhoon? I'm so confused, but okay. Desynchro, Unstable Evolution, Ukazi, what the fuck is that doing there? Synchro Boost, this one says, the equipped monster gains 500 attack and its levels increased by 1. Yeah, a lot of really garbage in this deck, huh? It's a starter deck, that's why. Gundam's Emergency Call, Dust Tornado, Magic Drain, Raigeki Break, Limit Reverse, Scrap Iron Scarecrow, Miniaturize, Widespread Ruin, and you get a Junk Warrior as well as another Synchro here. This one's actually a common, despite it being one of the, I think it was actually the cover card from the previous year, the starter deck 08, so that was interesting that it just got demoted that fast, but it's okay, you do get your Junk Synchron, it's right there, so that's cool. So when it comes to trap cards, I suppose Dust Tornado's okay, Magic Drain can be decent, Raigeki Break is technically a -1, so it's, Scrap Iron Scarecrow is always nice when it comes to, you know, trap cards, and Widespread Ruin, I mean, also not as good as other battle traps like Dimensional Prison. I suppose it's fine for what it does, but yeah, that's about it for that. That's it for the entirety of the deck there, as you can see. So definitely some not so great cards. Let me go ahead and put all that, oh shoot, I'm gonna put all that right there. Some not so great cards. It's a shame that Road Warrior, despite it looking epic and, you know, it's being cool that we have a first edition of it, it's not a very useful card, mainly because of Road Synchron also not being so useful. Unless you get your generic Herbellum, and you do get Junk Warrior, which is actually not that bad to synchro summon. Summoning a Junk Warrior is never hard because of Junk Synchron's effect. Basically gets you an instant Junk Warrior if you have a monster in your graveyard, viable target. That's cool, but yeah, that's about it for that. So as always, make sure that you you know, leave a comment, leave a like, and let me know what you think of this video. And as always, I will take other recommendations for future unboxings for other starter decks / structure decks. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. Bye bye everyone, have a great and of course a fantastic day.